Assalamualaikum and hi doctor. This project is to study about the concept on how consumer or we as a user behave based on economic theory, which are theory of consumer demand and theory of consumer behavior. But before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Warna Suryati Aini binti Megat Bangso and hold a matric number of 287974. First of all, theory of consumer demand. Law of demand states that other factor is remain constant when the price increase while quantity demands of the same goods or services are decreased because it has negatively correlation. Change in quantity demand is an internal factor that will change its own price and will affect the movement along the demand curve. Besides, change in demand is external determinants that will shift the demand curve. It is because of income, preference, numbers of buyers, and others. Other than that, the theory of consumer behavior. Utility is an amount of satisfaction derived from a consumption of a commodity. It is impossible to quantify and evaluate the user's utility. Cardinal utility assumes that we can assign values for utility, while ordinal works with a rankings of preference and can be measured in a qualitative terms. Rational people will seek to the highest satisfaction to optimize their utility. For example, a teenager, they prefer Starbucks compared to tea life by ranking it in their preference. According to the theory of demand and consumer behavior, I am very sure that a rational consumer will increase their demand when prices drop and decrease it when prices rise. Consumers also prefer to exhibit their purchase tendency, which is dependence on their incomes and the price of the product. After this, my friends will explain more about this topic based on the survey that have been done.
Thank you Suryati for the explanation. My name is Nur Atira binti Maknozi with number matric 288144. I will continue about part A, which is respondent background. This questionnaire consists of part A, which is the first section about respondent background such as age, ethnicity and gender. There are 15 respondents that we asked to answer this survey. As we can see, figure 1 shows that 73% of the respondents came from male and 27% came from female. The major factor affected consumer behavior is gender. Gender has an important role in consumer behavior. According to Michelle and Walsh, males and females want different products and they are likely to have different ways of liking and obtaining this. Because the difference between men and women about expectation, wants, need, lifestyle and so on reflect to their consumption behavior. Men and women do have essential distinct features. Next, ethnicity is a social group of people that share a common and distinctive culture, tradition, language and religion. As you can see, figure 2 show that in the survey there are 4 categories which are Malay, Indian, Chinese and others. The majority of the respondents were belonging to Malay, which was 13 people, and followed by Indians and other, which was 1 people. But there are no respondents from Chinese. Culture is a key element in understanding consumer behavior and it must be studied. Culture consists of a common objective held by society's members as well as language, norms and traditions. It is the main reason behind a person's desire or determination. Last but not least, one of the most important factors that influence consumer purchase behavior is their age. The influence of age of purchasing behavior is significant. A child, teenagers, adult, middle-aged and senior citizen behavior is sure to differ. With time, people preference change. According to figure 3, the majority of the respondents were belonging to the age below 30. The consumer age might have a big impact on his or her behavior. What item a customer is interested in buying is typically determined by his or her age. Thus, we have to take this seriously because there are many types of consumer in our daily life with different age, ethnicities, gender, tradition, language and so on. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Pavitiran Analakim Musami and my matric number is 288010. So my first question is, I prefer to purchase goods or products depending on their brands. According to the bar chart regarding consumer behavior which represented above, 1% strongly disagree, 1% disagree, 8% moderate, 4% agree, and 1% strongly agree with this statement. Based on data we collected, branded products offer safety and reduce the risk of disappointments for consumers due to high quality of production. They feel safe and predictable from their choice of brand because they can fulfill their expectations. Second question is, even if the price is high, I am glad if I can buy branded goods. According to bar chart regarding consumer behavior which represented above, 1% strongly disagree, 2% disagree, 6% moderate, 5% agree, and 1% strongly agree with this statement. Based on data we have collected, consumers believe that branded goods offer great value. Consumers likely to choose brands over other products even though it might be a bit pricey. This is because branded products boost status of consumers in society and also offer better quality. This will also increase the confidence levels of consumers because expensive goods are easily identifiable and will gain more attention for the consumers. Third question is, if my income rises, I will increase my purchases of goods. Assumption of ceteris paribus. According to bar chart regarding consumer behavior which represented above, 0% strongly disagree, 3% disagree, 4% moderate, 7% agree, and 1% strongly agree with this statement. Based on data we have collected, the price income elasticity of demand is positive, which means the higher the income gained, the higher the goods purchased by the consumers.
Hello, my name is Sivaraj Anaki Supramaniam and my metric number is 287981. So the fourth question of the survey is, if the price of goods is low, I will increase my purchases. Assumption of ceteris paribus. According to the bar chart regarding consumer behavior which represented above, 1% strongly disagree, 0% disagree, 6% moderate, 4% agree, and 4% strongly agree with the statement. Based on the data we have collected, majority of respondents agree that they will increase their purchases when the price of goods is low. Consumers will add on the quantity of goods to be purchased when they choose goods with low price. They consider more on the price of goods to decide the quantity of goods based on the law of demand. The fifth question of the survey is, I prefer to buy goods online rather than in person. According to the bar chart regarding consumer behavior which represented above, 0% strongly disagree, 1% disagree, 10% moderate, 4% agree, and 0% strongly agree with the statement. Based on data we have collected, majority of respondents prefer to buy goods online and in person based on the types and prices of the products or goods. Consumers could be able to find lot of products with cheaper and reasonable price when purchasing goods online. Meanwhile, consumers will be convenient and feel easy to choose the product when purchasing goods in person because they can touch and feel the quality of the products. The sixth question of the survey is, purchasing goods online is more convenient and cost effective. According to the bar chart regarding consumer behavior which represented above, 0% strongly disagree, 1% disagree, 9% moderate, 1% agree, and 4% strongly agree with the statement. Based on data we have collected, consumer can fulfill the desire of purchasing a particular product or goods by ordering it via online. This can be done at one place and could be able to receive the product in one day.
Good explanation, Shiva. My name is Nur Shazwani binti Asmuni with number matrix 287951. Will explain part C of consumer behavior. Beside me is a graph that illustrates the number percentage of consumer behavior on choosing between good A and good B. The first statement shows that the respondents mostly agree that they will purchase good A if the price of good A falls by 50%. The second statement shows that 40%, which is the highest number of respondents, disagree that they will still purchase good A if the price of good A is high. Next, the majority of the respondents agreed that if the price of good B rises by 50%, they will purchase good A instead. Moreover, the fourth statement shows that 53.33% moderate that if their income rises by 50%, they will purchase good A. Last but not least, the last statement also shows that there is 60% of the respondents moderate that if their income increases by 50%, they will purchase both good A and good B. Okay, I will explain the factors that affecting demand of good A and good B. The first factor is effect of income on consumer choices. This figure represents the choices of respondents buying either good A or good B with any combination on the budget line when income increases. The possible choices along the new budget line are depending on the respondents' personal references through the utility maximizing choices. From the survey, it's showing the concept of inferior goods, which represents the demand for good A or good B declines when income increases. This is because as income rises, the consumer will buy more branded goods as they are less likely to buy a common brand of goods. As I said just now, depending on the respondents' preferences, a rise in income could also cause a consumption of normal goods, which is when income increase leads to an increase in the quantity consumed of two goods. The second factor is effect on price on consumer choices. There are two effects, which are substitution effect and income effect. The substitution effect is when price changes and consumers have an incentive to consume more of the good with relatively lower prices and vice versa. Lastly, the income effect. Income effect is when the higher prices affect the buying power of income has been reduced, even though the original income has not changed. The reflection from this survey, we know that it is important for the company to understand the consumption of behavior in order to serve their customer a quality product and how to advertise their products and services.
In conclusion, we can see that there are so many factors that affect behavior such as age, gender, and ethnicity. Consumers signals to the manufacturer about the choices of the desired goods through the powers of demand in the goods market. This survey has proof that consumers are unable to meet their satisfaction due to unlimited wants and limited sources. So, that's all from us. Thank you.